run?
We never said we were going to invest $100 billion in one round. That never was said.
But how about the overall commitment? Because last September, you and OpenAI...
There was never a commitment. It was if they invited us to... So let's start over again. They invited us to invest up to $100 billion. And of course we were very happy and honored that they invited us, but we will invest one step at a time.
All right, but is that overall commitment still stands? Or it's not a commitment?
I told you just now.
Okay.
Yeah, you keep putting words in my mouth.
Okay.
It's not.
Sorry about
that. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. They invited us to invest up to $100 billion. And we are honored that they invited us. We will consider each round one at a time.
And I cannot understate how agonizing the financial dilemma must have been for Anthropic's executive team in those 48 hours.
It is a complete nightmare scenario for a boardroom.
Yeah.
I mean, from a purely corporate capital markets perspective.
Yeah.
Taking down your flagship model, the very model that represents years of research, billions of dollars in compute costs, and is supposed to justify a $100 billion private valuation, doing all that over a verbally reported disputed bug makes zero operational sense.
It destroys enterprise user trust.
Completely. It halts your primary revenue engine. It gives your competitors a massive unearned advantage.
But what is the alternative here?
Well, openly ignoring a direct, highly publicized federal national security directive. That is corporate suicide.
Yeah, you just can't do it.
It invites catastrophic legal action, the potential freezing of corporate assets. It puts executives in the crosshairs of serious federal charges. They were totally trapped.
They really were. But this brings up a massive question for me. I'm looking at this and thinking, why was the government so utterly terrified of this specific model?
That's a great question.
We've had jailbreaks before. We've seen models tricked into writing phishing emails or giving bad recipes. Why risk crashing a $100 billion company's rollout over this particular jailbreak?
To understand the sheer panic in Washington, we really have to transition into the actual technical capabilities of the Mythos 5 technology.
I'll do it.
Because the documentation describes this model as nothing short of terrifying if it falls into hostile hands.
Okay, so what makes it so different from, say, Claude 3 or whatever we were using last year?
This is where we have to look past the surface-level AI use cases. We aren't just talking about an AI that can write elegant marketing copy or summarize a 100-page PDF for you.
Or generate a Python script for a basic web app.
Right. The cybersecurity experts analyzing Fable 5 and the broader Mythos architecture point to its wildly advanced code analysis capabilities.
Code analysis?
Yes. This model possesses a context window and a logical reasoning engine that allows it to ingest massive, sprawling code bases. And it can actually comprehend how all the disparate parts interact with each other.
So it actually understands the architecture of the software it's reading.
Exactly. If a model with that level of architectural comprehension falls into hostile hands, and its safety guardrails are indeed jailbroken to remove ethical constraints, those code analysis capabilities become a highly sophisticated weapon.
And the specific target that sent the Pentagon into a total frenzy wasn't modern tech companies. It wasn't cloud servers at Google or Amazon.
No, it was much older than that.
It was the global banking and financial systems.
Yeah.
We're talking about systems that run on incredibly complex, deeply archaic, legacy IT code bases.
The ancient digital plumbing of the global economy.
Yes. And to really grasp why this is an existential terror to a national security apparatus, we have to take a hard look at the vulnerability of legacy IT.
It's a huge blind spot.
The reality of our modern world is that much of our global financial infrastructure, the mainframe systems routing trillions of dollars in daily transactions, managing institutional bank accounts, clearing trades on the stock market, it's built on very old programming languages.
We're talking about millions of lines of COBOL.
COBOL code written in the 1970s and 80s.
Yeah, and over the decades, it has been patched, layered, and stitched together by generations of programmers.
Many of whom are literally no longer alive.
Exactly. It is incredibly brittle. It is notoriously difficult for modern human engineers to fully map or audit without inadvertently breaking something mission critical.
So you have this fragile, massive, multi-million line house of cards holding up the global economy, and then you introduce an AI like Mythos 5.
which can read, comprehend, and manipulate those massive code bases at lightning speed.
It's not just generating code anymore, it is actively tracing the execution paths of a 40-year-old system.
What's fascinating here is the difference between a human hacker attempting to breach a legacy banking system and a weaponized AI doing it. The difference is profound.
How so?
A human hacker relies on known exploits, brute forcing passwords, or painstakingly searching for a single logical error. That's a process that can take months or even years of reconnaissance.
Lots of trial and error.
Right. But an AI with the reasoning capabilities of Mythos 5 doesn't need to guess. It can hold the entire architecture in its context window all at once.
Wow.
It instantly identifies the buffer overflows, the race conditions, the illogical loops that human auditors have missed for 40 years.
Because humans just can't hold that much data in their heads at once.
Exactly. It maps the exact structural flaws of the ancient code and can autonomously generate the precise script to exploit them. That level of asymmetric cyber warfare is what a jailbroken Mythos 5 represents to the Defense Department.
Okay, but I have to play devil's advocate here.
Go for it.
If the AI is truly that dangerous, if it is practically a digital weapon of mass destruction that can effortlessly bypass the security of the global banking system, why in the world was it released to the public at all?
That is the million-dollar question.
Why was Anthropic allowed to deploy this to hundreds of millions of users in the first place? And this actually brings up a quote from the sources that I find incredibly revealing.
Oh, the Kirsten Davies tweet.
Yes. Kirsten Davies, the Defense Department's chief information officer, posted a statement on X during the lockdown. And the wording she chose is so deliberate.
Read it out.
She wrote, "Some things are simply more important than revenue cycles, clickbait, and pre-IPO valuation. America first, always."
So pointed.
Look at that specific phrase, pre-IPO valuation.
Yeah.
The government wasn't just pulling a safety lever in a panic. They knew exactly how much financial blood they were spilling on Wall Street with this directive, and they explicitly targeted the tech industry's financial motivations while doing it.
It is a critical observation, and it completely reframes the dynamic between Washington and Silicon Valley.
It really does.
The deliberate use of the phrase pre-IPO valuation by a high-ranking defense official is incredibly pointed.
Yeah.
It is a shot across the bow.
A huge warning.
It tells the tech sector, in no uncertain terms, we see your financial ambitions. We see your secondary market valuations. We see the venture capital pressure, and we are establishing right now that national security supersedes all of it. As to your question of why it was released at all, this exposes a massive, gaping regulatory void.
Right, because before this, who was checking them?
Exactly. Up until this specific directive, Anthropic, like its peers, was operating as a private commercial entity trying to build the best product to win market share.
Just doing business.
They were operating under the historical assumption that they could self-regulate their safety releases. They run their own red teaming and decide when a model was safe enough for the public.
And the government just blew that up.